Very good evening to all of you, and my big thank you to all of you sitting here. I think this shows the interest in quality in the context of PhD research. Let me be honest that I had a privilege to be here. I think this is the fifth evening talk in research, and the first title of the PhD talk was "Get Ready for Research Mindset." The second was how to prepare research proposal. Third was, what, when, where, and how of PhD, means how do we start the PhD. Fourth was the launch of my book. The title is Get Ready for Research Mindset and the Roadmap to the Research. And today is a fifth talk, which is quality in PhD research. So a special thank you not to Ahmedabad Management Association, leadership team, everybody in AMA and all of you, because you come and that motivates me to come again and again and talk on this platform. I feel humble, to be honest, to come and talk about this topic. So are we ready to start? Don't be serious. We'll have a topic is serious, but don't be serious, right? So let's start. And before we start, let me do a little research with you guys. How many of you sitting here, you have completed your PhD? Raise your hand. 2. So thank you for coming here. Okay. How many of you are pursuing PhD right now? Raise your hand. 1 guy. How many of you are planning to go for PhD? Raise your hand. So Mr. Pathak, 100% crowd is for PhD, and that's why the numbers, Let me ask you, the people who are doing PhD, I think one student, right? Let me ask you a straight questions. Are you getting enough guidance?
Yes, sir. Because I am doing PhD as an external student, so my company also tried to support me and as well as my graduates also. Right?
Great. So happy to listen this because this is very important. So let us take on, and this input I'm sure will help you. Why this topic? So this particular input is very high level input, maybe just to give you a spark that why we are talking this topic. See, this topic, the PhD, the quality in PhD research is a topic of intense discussion nowadays. Why? Because in recent times, it has gained a prominence in the context of a global positioning of our country. There is a lot of outside interest in this country. Everybody wants to know what is India. Everybody wants to take the advantage and help of the researcher. A lot of outsiders want to refer the research thesis done by our student because they get the shortcut and get the data, opinions. So there is a lot of interest. And that is why this quality topic today. One more input I would like to give you, it's now high time for a collective responsibility to work on the quality, the context of PhD. Because there is some fear in the mind of research referee, research guide, and the outsiders who refer our PhD thesis. High level talk, if you ask me, that our responsibility now on is to build a research environments. And when I talk about research environments means, and that's why I was asking you a question, are you getting enough guidance? But we have to build up a research environments in the context of various research forums, a good library, a good expert advices, a help in statistics, help in analysis, lot of things required in this country, which I think somewhere it's a missing link. Even if you ask me in the context of a good benchmark on a research environment, the 2 name comes always in top of my mind. The name I have written is Informs and the Operation Research Society of USA. Just Google it, you will come to know through their website that how much support they are giving it to the researcher in the country. So high level again, we need to build up an infrastructure. I don't mean that we don't have an infrastructure, but it's not enough. I think we need to build up further. We need a lot of collaborative actions among the institute. Instead of competing each other, I think let us collaborate, and that will help to improve the quality in PhD research. And I'm now pushing at higher level to have some separate policy in the context of quality in PhD, which is at my level being part of the global research referee and research referee in this country. So the push is there. So this is a high level input to you guys, that this is what is a topic very, very important. So everybody here with open mind? Yes or no? Everybody here with mind? Yes. I will check you later. Huh? You should not go out. I think evening talk, I have decided to give you a critical input. If you look at all the points, number one, what is this quality? And the context is the research in PhD. Second is that what is in the mind of this academicians and the guide and the research experts, that why this quality is slipping? What is their perception? We'll try to touch upon, and we'll see that can we align that perception, improve on it, improve the quality. Based on my exposure and experience, I have derived 5 important tips, or you can say important inputs to the students who are doing PhD or who are planning the PhD and who have done the PhD, because you can be a good resource as a guide or as a coach and mentor. So it is important input for all of us, right, collectively. And very, very important point, last point, is importance of a progress review, because when you are doing PhD, this is a critical element, and I think it's ignored today. I am open. I am very straight. It is ignored. I am also research guide to many students, but students are not pushing me. I am pushing students sometimes, but over a period I also give up. So this is what is the area we have to look into. And finally, we'll have 5-10 minutes for the question answers. So we'll try to deliberate. This slide I always share with everybody who is in the research or who is pursuing the PhD or who is planning the PhD or who has done the PhD, that what is the role and goal, what is the motive behind the PhD. If you read the statement which I have put in 3 paragraphs, the PhD is a unique degree, believe it. And here the PhD is not focused on acquiring more knowledge, and according to me, master is enough. Okay. But PhD is oriented around the research, RESEARCH. Another important aspect of PhD is to create a new knowledge. That's also the main goal of PhD, because people should refer your research, people should refer your findings, people should put you as a reference point for their journey. That is the goal of any PhD scholar or a research expert. And another goal of the PhD is to do an independent quality research. So these are the 3 goals, right? Now, what is this quality in the context of research? What do you think that the quality in the research? Any idea?
It will be original.
Original. Absolutely right. I think this experience, pardon?
Novel idea.
Novel idea. Good. So I think quality we talk in generic or in general many times, right? Quality of clothes, quality of watch, quality of food, quality of house, quality of life. So now quality of research. Quality we use, and quality we use in operation also, manufacturing also, service also, right? Quality of service. So this topic is very important, and that's why I said high level. A lot of talk going on. Now let's refer the definition of quality by ISO. Now mind well, these definitions are very important because when we take it forward in the context of PhD research. Refer the definition by the ISO. Quality is a totality of features and the characteristics of a product or services, here into bracket I am talking PhD work, that bears on its ability to satisfy the stated, or you can say implied, needs of the customers. So very simple. You have to satisfy the need of the customers. Another definition of PhD, I think this is very popular quality definition by Mr. Bergman, a great man. His definition is also supporting the same statement, that quality of a product, here the context is PhD work, is ability to satisfy the needs and expectations of the customers. So all researcher, you have to remember 2 things. Customers, needs and expectations. Simple. that defines the quality. You're getting my point? Sometimes quality has the dimension of perception. You're getting me? Like, I have this pen, for me it's quality. For you it may not be, right? But here in research, you are not individual to decide this is quality for me. There are many customers. We'll talk about it. If you factor, then this pen, quality for me, you factor, needs satisfied. I am the customers. But here you have many customers and you have to look into the quality angle. That is why this topic. Now let us understand what are the customers' expectation in the context of quality research PhD. See, there are 12 components of doctorateness. If you say, I am a doctor, PhD means you are a doctor, right? So there are 12 components of doctorateness, which we'll talk about, and that you have to satisfy. That's very, very important. Somebody said originality is part of the quality. Expectation in the context of quality. And third, very important, presentation. How you present your research. Because people has to buy it. There should be a buyer. It should be convincing. We'll talk about it. So these are the customer needs and expectation. Doctorateness, the 12 component, originality and presentation. Now, who are these customers for a researcher? Suppose you are doing PhD, or you have done PhD, or you are planning PhD. Who are your customers? Simple, AEIOU. AEIOU. These are your customers. Number one, who accept your research. Number two, customer is he or she is evaluating your research. Number three, he or she is inspecting your research. Number four, the owner of your research. Even you yourself is a customer in the context of PhD, because you are the owner of the thesis. Even your university is the owner of the thesis. Suppose if company has sponsored you, then company is also owner of the thesis and company is user of the thesis. Means your research findings. So you have to mind well that who are your customers, because you are not one person. Multiple influence. Multiple people are going to decide the quality of work you are going to do, or you have done it, right? So this is the definition of the customers. Now, based on my experience and exposure, because I have played many roles. Number one role I started from corporate was the referee. That you complete PhD and your guide sends me the PhD thesis and I just try to go through it and give my evaluation. Another role I am performing right now is PhD guide. I am PhD guide at Pune University, Gujarat University, even NU Singapore. So I am also customer. Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know, but your thesis may come to me also, I don't know. So these are the people. I told you your university, your company, or other experts can be your customer. Now, one question to all of you. Is there any quantification and qualification of this quality which we are talking in the context of PhD? Think it aloud. Is there any qualification, quantification that we tell with the assertiveness that, boss, I have done a quality PhD research? Is there anything else you want to share? This question is very important, right? We say quality, quality, quality. But is there any qualification and quantification? You got my point. Is there any specification, technically? The student who have done the PhD, can you share something in contribution? Contribution is one of the parameter. Somebody said unique ideas which, it can help the society or a corporate. So that is one parameter, which is qualification and quantification also. If this idea converted into, societal help or a corporate business plan, you can quantify also, right? So these are the qualification and quantification comes up when you do your PhD research. Now let us talk about customer needs and expectation. And first I said in the context of quality, 12 component of doctorateness. Now what are these 12 components? I am sure whosoever has done PhD, who is doing PhD, and who is planning PhD, I think this is important input for all of you. First component of your doctorateness is contribution to the knowledge. Are you bringing some new knowledge which people don't know? You research and you tell the society and the corporate that nobody knows. This is what is my findings. So this is component number one. Component number two of the doctorateness is you are identifying the gap in the knowledge. Now, this component looks very straight when I have written, but this demands in-depth reading, in-depth literature review, in-depth network with the experts in the narrow down subject which you have decided for your research. Here your passion speaks loud and clear that how much you are in depth, and then you can assertively, convincingly talk about there is a gap in the knowledge, and that is why this research journey. Research journey don't start automatic. It has in-depth analysis, and then you say there is a gap in the knowledge, I have to invest my 3 years to 5 years time to research. Explicit research questions. I think this is a very important topic. I always recommend that you study a separate chapter on questionnaire design, which will give you the roadmap. More the direct questions, better the result in the research, and which you can say you'll find quality. Conceptual framework, clarity. Explicit research design. Here you have to study research design before you start the research journey. Appropriate methodology means once you study the research design, there is a research methodology also, which you should be very clear why this method or why this roadmap for your research. This demands that you read the research methodology. Research design is part of it. Correct data collection. Now, this is a big topic, but I will give you a hint. Don't cook the data. Be honest. Try to bring in more fresh data in your research. More fresh data only comes when you work hard on preliminary data collection. Don't rely mainly on the secondary data. If you ask me, if I am a research referee, I would like to see that you have 80% of your judgment comes from primary data. 80% from primary data. Otherwise, quality will not come. If you do your research based on secondary data, which anybody can do it, according to me, it is a paper research. It's not a real research. You are not bringing the, the present scenario. You are just cooking the past. Past is over. The world is changing fast. I will tell you, the PhD, if you have done 5 years before, it is no more valid. You got my word, it's outdated. People would have taken the advantage of it. People may take that as a reference, right? So mind well, data is very important. Clear and precise presentation. This is very important. You should be able to talk. And one slide I will talk about it, shiny eyes. Full engagement with the theory. Why? Because what all knowledge or a model or whatever contribution you comes up must have some foundation of the theory. You cannot have your own theory. You develop the theory, but based on some theory. Maybe you contradict some already invented theory that no, I'm going beyond it. But some foundation of the theory is very, very important. Convincing argument throughout. I see that, many theses, I find convincing argument up to some extent. Over a period, they lose the connect. And they just change the roadmap. Research questions which you have in the start, you have to answer it. You cannot say that via media. You have to be straight, and you said that these are the research question I had. I'm finding these answers, and this is what is the solution or contribution. And finally, the conceptual conclusion. So these are the 12 components. Looks a straight line, but not. You have to go into the depth. What I'm going to talk today in the evening is the roadmap. The real depth, you have to take it forward. Deliberating on each statement. What is my quality check? Which I'm going to share with you, because this will give you an idea that what customer expect. I'm a customer, I'm going to evaluate your PhD thesis. or you say inspect your PhD thesis, or I'm going to accept your PhD thesis, that it's a great job done, let us give a doctorate degree. Okay, so generally I have 100 marks for your thesis, and I have given a rating from 0 to 5, right? And you understand what is the meaning of 0 to 5, which I have written. Now, I give a weightage of 50% to the quality. And that is why this topic, quality in PhD research. 50% weightage is given to quality. Now, what is a quality quantification and qualification? I have narrated here. If you look at line by line, you have to mind well that you are doing quality research. Number one, if you say introduction to the work. Introduction to your work means it is very interesting that you have built up a right research case and you are starting right, which is convincing, which is giving me a connect and interest to read further. Review of literature, I told you, you have to do an in-depth reading, you have to refer a lot of research article, make sure that you answer assertively that you are not reinventing the wheel, but you are going beyond it. Because there are a lot of people in this global village who would have done the same research. How you guarantee me that you are not doing the same research? How you guarantee me that it is not copy-paste, or with some minor changes you are converting into a thesis? Everything is possible. People get the PhD degree also. But smart referee or smart guide or a smart person in the research field will try to catch you and rate you below if you are not appropriate. Scope of the work is very important in the quality. You cannot research the jungle. You have to be very specific. You have to narrow down. Your boundary is very important. Technical soundness. Whichever is your research narrow down topic, you should be expert in that area. You should be fully immersed in this area of the research. Problem statement. You should be very clear that what problem you are researching. It should not happen that, while somebody asks that what is the research problem you are working on, and you give the answer in the form of solution, which solution you have not researched also. So make sure that you are very clear. Generally, I said object, defect, when, where, how big. All the data has to be top of mind. That is the problem. Content of the thesis, mainly it is a chapter plan, that how the sequence you are making and what interest level it generates. More of your work and your guide work. Timeliness of the work. If you are doing PhD for 7-8 years, you lose the charm. And the person who gets your thesis will also understand that somebody has pushed you, somebody has given you expiry date, that's why you are pushing it now. I think the ideal time management is 3 to 5 years. If you're crossing 5 years, people like me will judge you. You got my point. And people like me also demand through your guide that I would like to see the interaction with you and your candidate in the form of progress report, which you may not be aware, but we demand. And we sometimes, make it out that this progress report happens last day when it is demanded. Okay, converted into an old paper and scanned paper, and then it comes in a form of photocopy. So we cannot make it out, right? But smart people understand. Contribution to the field, I think somebody rightly said that that's the quality. If you come with some solid findings, which is useful to the society, useful to the business, or useful to make some policy. It's not only this thing. Sometimes in policy making, people refer. What conclusion you are drawing out of your work is also matters a lot. Scope of further research in the field. I think this is also quality aspect for any researcher, that I told you that you cannot research entire jungle, right? You are researching small component of the jungle, and you have to give a lead that, okay, these are my limitations. Every research we write, limitations. And once you conclude your research, you say that, okay, X, Y, Z, I have not researched. Somebody can go for it. And that is where you get the lead when you do the literature review. And that is where, you get the idea that you are not reinventing the wheel. Or others get the idea, they are not reinventing the wheel. But again, in the context of this problem, I want to ask you, are we good at problem solving? Yes or no? Come on, guys, come with your mind, because don't be serious. Are we good at problem solving? Yes or no? Yes. But there is some problem in that. We say yes, but there is some problem in the problem solving. Why? Because as a research referee, research guide, and I being a PhD student, I would like to share something through one slide. Human problem solving pitfalls. Now these are our pitfalls, and this is also well researched. That is why I have given the reference below. This is well researched. Tendency to oversimplify. Am I right or wrong? When we go for a problem solving, we try to oversimplify. Communication by storytelling. Fill in the gaps tendency. Pattern seeking. What is the pattern? It's not always the right way to solve the problem. Belief in common understanding. Belief in one true answer. There can be many true answers. Researcher, believe me, that is where you get a catch. When you go with your problem statement and a hypothesis, you are crisscrossed by your guide. And if your guide is not smart, later on he is catched up by somebody else. And hindsight bias. Now hindsight bias means that sometimes we have a preconceived notion. We conclude the event in advance. This is a problem, this is how I will do the research, and this should be the finding. What is this? You are getting my statement, catching my statement? This is a research gap. Looks like I will do this, looks like this should be the finding. So you are very clear before the research. So this is a difficulty in problem solution. It's a human angle. I'm not exception, to be honest.
Big question on the quality.
Big question on the quality, right? So these are all, but see, all smart research referee, they know this human tendency. So every question comes directly to you from this. You convert this into question. And they are smart. That is why they are research referee. See, I'll tell you, India University and outside university, there is a big difference. Here, rarely you find or you listen the, statement that he's failed in the PhD. Have you ever heard that somebody failed in PhD? No, right? At the most, rework, right? At the most, rework. But outside world, they fail you. That is why I told you that topic of high interest today. Because global positioning, this is required, this quality is required. Time will come that you will listen the music that, he's failed in the PhD, he has to reappear, he has to recraft the problem statement or a hypothesis. And back to square, you can say 0. Again 3 years. Time may come, because high level, if you ask me, everybody is interested to take our country to a global positioning. Everybody is interested to spend money in India. Everybody is interested to give grants also to the researcher. And once this is paid phenomena, you may listen this, fail in PhD or failed in research, right? But mind well this statement of problem solution. So 50 marks on quality. Second expectation of the customer is originality. How much marks? 20%, right? 50%, 20%, and 30% for the presentation. Now, originality means look at the every data points or a qualification and quantification. Formulation of the problem and hypothesis, very important. I will tell you in PhD, 50% of your time goes in forming the problem, and from problem building the hypothesis. Make a note, 50% of your research time goes in forming a problem and building the hypothesis. Rest of the 50% you do other work. Because we look at very critically on this aspect, that how you come up. Adequacy of the data and their analysis, which is also important. Original contribution, I think contribution to the society, business, policy making. Importance of the original contribution, means what's the impact. I would like to share the example of the hypothesis. Read it. I told you 50% of the time goes in building the hypothesis, means identifying your problem, and converting into a hypothesis. Read this 2 paragraph. This is my research. I have done PhD, so this is my hypothesis. My hypothesis in the context of, I have done a PhD in capital goods equipment, and the bigger topic was after-sale services. So my hypothesis number 1, gaps do exist between the promises and the motivations of the capital goods service provider and the expectations and the perceptions of the seekers of the services. Believe me, a lot of in-depth literature review, in-depth interviewing the experts, and then statement number 1 came up. And same way statement number 2, that service provider and the service receivers, they both need education because they both are fighting. So this was the gap identified, converted into a hypothesis, and they applied the research methodologies and the statistical techniques, and then I came back with a lot of suggestions and the policy making document to my company, and my company launched a special program, Service Excellence. So contribution to the corporate. This Service Excellence program converted into a margin, profitability of the company. This Service Excellence program was so popular that other industry came to us that we want to benchmark you. See, believe me, anything you come up as a researcher, you know, some contribution, if it is practically applied, people will remember you. You got my point. So you have to have that high level goal when you are doing PhD. And that's quality, I always believe. One of my professor friend, he has done recently the PhD, the example of his hypothesis. Look at it. This will give you an idea that how people are building the hypothesis, which is based on their problems, their primary, preliminary experimentations or pilot study, and they come up with the roadmap. This man is in the B school. How many of you have done MBA? Just raise your hand. How many has done BCom, MCom? Everybody, right? So look at this statement. Do you agree with this? Your school do not perceive that you are the customer. Nowadays, I don't know, but this is 1 year before. But so he said that customer relationship in the B school is very important, right? And this thesis is in the progress, not still completed, but is in the progress. May help the institution or the university to launch some policy for the student to consider them as a customer, right? So moving further, 30% weightage given to the presentation. So clear explanation of the work, which is very, very... Now the presentation is not standing and giving viva. You're getting my point. This is in the form of written also. Sufficient details of the methods or techniques adopted in your research, justification of the work you have done, clarity and unambiguity of the language, this matters a lot, clarity of your objectives, and freedom from the redundant, irrelevant material and errors. You remember I said that we oversimplify, we do a lot of storytelling. You have to be careful. Again, I'll tell you, the best person to help you is your guide, and second best person is your professional connect. You can cross-check. Never ever trust one person, I always say. So this is how, this is 100 marks. 50, 20, 30. You got it? And this is how the referee checks you. And the quality is 50%. Sometimes, when we get a doubt in your research, we write back to you. We call you. We set up a teleconference with you. And we ask you this question before we take a final call on your research. And our number one, which is the most common question, we ask the researcher, what motivated you to select this research topic? Simple question, right? But when you give the answer, we understand. Number two, which proposition would you say are distinctively your own? There we catch you. that you have done an in-depth literature review, you had a lot of reading, and you know that you are doing something unique. You are not doing copy-paste. You got my point. There we catch you. We write back to you. Sometimes we ask you to give a written response. Sometimes it is a verbal discussions, but sometimes we ask a written response. We would like to understand that what are the unique propositions. How do you think your work takes forward for develops the literature in this field? Generally, these are the Viva questions, but these questions, all probability, it may come before also. Because somebody will have to sign off that this thesis is okay and I recommend for a Viva. Because generally the Viva, according to me, is a formality. Formality to give you the degree. But the real critical aspect is the acceptance of your thesis. If somebody accepts your thesis, 90% done. 10% Viva, you have to be careful. So these are the questions, so mind well. And this has a pointer to the quality. And suppose if you don't give the assertive or a clear response, then it impacts your impression that you are not a quality researcher. Simple. And it will open another gates. Why another gates? Because I have to sign. My brand name is very important, right? The person who is signing your thesis, why I'm telling you brand name is important, look at it. We have to sign off. Read this. And before I sign off, I should be clear what am I signing, right? But tomorrow people will ask that, Dr. Paresh Karya, you accepted, that is why we accepted. This is what is the statement. I certify that I have read this dissertation, means PhD thesis, and that in my opinion, it is fully adequate in the scope. A scope is to save me and quality, but quality cannot save me. I have to be very clear. I sign off. We can give the degree. You're getting it? That is why the 50% of the weightage given to the quality. Somebody is signing your thesis, not only your guide, believe me. Guide has to take signature from the referee, because it goes to another 3 people. And this, out of 3, 2 has to align. And third is your guide. Guide is generally your marketing guide. He's always marketing. So you got my point, because you will not get a second chance. You never get a second chance to create a first impression. Okay. Now, shifting our gear from quality to the fear of this experts, that our quality in research is slipping. Now, what are their fears? Look at it. And before that fears, I have one question. Is this a perception issue? Let me ask you openly. This is a fear in the mind of researcher or a referee that quality is slipping. You agree? My common question to you, whether you are doing PhD or not doing PhD, any general notion. What is your general notion? The quality is sleeping or quality is improving? Sleeping. Let me ask the 2 PhD students, what do you think?
No, like in certain places they are improved, but like many places they are opening now, so we cannot say in total it may be sleeping, but in certain places like in good institutes, it is always improved.
You are doing PhD, what is your opinion? Okay, the balance of you guys planning to start the PhD, I think this is a very important input for you. Now, critical input, why this fear? Number one fear in the mind of this research, so-called research expert, duplication, plagiarism, or piracy. There is a software, but there is one more software developed that you cannot catch the piracy. Because first you copy paste, feed it to this software make small changes, you again feed it to a plagiarism software, it will not catch. We are lead test, that's why I'm sharing with you, I'm lead test, okay? So this is a fear. And why this fear, I'll tell you. Because a lot of people are citing off your research work, dent their brand value. I'm telling you, signing one PhD thesis and stating that it is a good work and I'm okay is a high tension job. Got my point? Your job is still easy if you're doing PhD, but somebody is signing off. Somebody is giving an undertaking that this man has done a good job. He must get the PhD. Provided you are sincere and serious of your duty, and that is why the point number one. And why this fear? Because they don't find this answer. So if you are doing PhD or if you are planning PhD, you make a note of it. Don't neglect this aspect. Neglecting to keep a full record of everything you read. Keep a record of what you have read, where it is located, and create your daily bibliography. You mention in your PhD or research work that these are the reference I have read and I have taken the paragraph just to support my point that I'm going beyond it. I'm not copying it. If you look at the literature review, this is a standard format. Whenever you do a research, this is a standard format. You read a lot. Now, what is your focus when you read a lot? You say, over a period of time, this researcher believed that, meaning that you are reading some articles or some topic which is relevant to your research. And after reading that, you said, I thought, that may be. So, I'm going beyond it. What I will do, because he has done, she has done this, I will be going beyond it. And I may discover, because I'm now forming my objectives, or you can say problem statement. So I may discover, I may test the hypothesis also, and which may contribute. Thoda storytelling hai, fill in the blanks hai, but this is a standard format when you do a literature review. If you refer any thesis, there is one chapter, always compulsory literature review. And this is what the people look forward, that how you have read or how you have gone through and what are the input. Now you have to capture all these things, what all you are reading, and you have to mention. Otherwise you simply copycat, somebody will say it's copy, where you have mentioned in the research. And this is a fear, right? So back here. So this point, make sure that you always keep pen, paper below your pillow. Because when you are doing PhD, you are always reading, you are always thinking, right? So moving forward, still we have time, right? Number 2, progress report monitoring. I told you in the beginning. And I told you the fact that your research guide is as good as student. Because he is in a different part of the world, right? So you have to push each other. Otherwise the journey will not be qualitative journey. Right? So I think student engagement is very, very important. And this is also very important because 3 fear I told you. 1 I said copycat, number 2 progress report, and number 3 is very important, coursework requirement. If you are doing PhD, I strongly believe that fundamentally you should be strong. Fundamentally you should be strong. Now what is the meaning of fundamentally you should be strong? There is a research coursework requirement for every PhD student. This is the guidelines by all the university, right? And we can simply make out, once we start taking your progress review or once we start going through your PhD thesis, we can make out that you have not done a good job in the PhD coursework. So these are the 3 factors in the mind of a researcher. And that is why their perception, they are building a perception that quality is slipping because people are taking shortcut. So now coming to a core part of the input, today's topic. 5 most important inputs to make sure that you are focusing quality in your PhD research. Number 1, you must have research mindset. Now what is this research mindset? I will highlight. Principle of thesis writing, you should know. Sometimes I'll tell you my honesty that your research guide is also not that competent. The statement you take in general, I'm not claiming, not criticizing, but this is what is a finding. Research problem formulation, I told you, 50% of your time should go there. Make time to think. I will share one audio with you. And conceptually, you have to be very, very strong. So these are the 5 input. We'll deliberate one slide. Research mindset. And here I always highlight that research skills. Now research skills in the context of problem solving, original thinking, discipline knowledge, research methods, and critical analysis. One sentence, but you have to go into the depth. I am just sharing the roadmap. I am not giving you a mastery skill. I am showing you the direction. You know your purpose. I appreciate you. Research environment, research context, research ethics, good research practice you follow, and research justification. Research management, mainly information management, my context. Personal effectiveness, mind open, willingness to learn. That's very, very important for a researcher. Communication skills, critical arguments, and presentation skills, very important. Networking and team building, I think networking matters a lot in the research journey. And career management means you have to promote yourself. Input number 2, principle of thesis writing. Straight line, but very important. The principle of self-sufficiency means tables, graphs, illustrations in your thesis. Principle of elaboration or a brevity, meaning that you should be very clear on your close literature review, new ideas, and the analysis. Principle of ordering means you go in order like objectives, variables, and results. Principle of compatibility, confined to your data and the analysis. Principle of a jargon, you use a lot of jargon. I think you have to give the explanation for that. Principle of enrichments means sometimes you have to give bonus also. You have to go beyond your scope and give relevant. So this is what we look into. And this input will help you. Research problem formulation. I think it's a long journey. Always keep your focus on theoretical framework and various variables you capture from literature review. On your own also you find some variables, capture that, convert into your hypothesis, right? And input number 4, put the puzzle together. Now, when you have to put the puzzle together, you need thinking, right? Yes or no? Because if you want to solve any puzzle, you think, na? So, apply various types of thinking. Now, in PhD research, we rarely talk about this thinking, but I am now adding a practical dimension here and very useful. Now, what are the types of thinking? Logical thinking, vertical thinking, critical thinking, analytical thinking, strategic thinking, lateral thinking, outcome thinking, creative thinking, divergent means opposite thinking, and investigative. इतने सारे thinking cap लगानी पड़ती है. Then and then you will be able to put the puzzle together, and then you say that quality in research. Because, see, I'll tell you, I strongly believe that you have to move from compliance to conviction. If you're doing PhD just to comply the rules and regulation and get the degree, not enough. Compliance to conviction is the right statement. And this comes up when you apply all this critical thinking. Now, in the context of PhD, where we use it, just the last 5-6 lines. Creative during problem identification means creative thinking. Critical during the literature review or your experimentation or observation. Logical during the definition. Analytical during the design stage, analytical and creative during the solution stage of your research, judgmental and evaluating during the inference and reporting. So I have given a roadmap, very clear roadmap, कहाँ क्या use करना है. So medicine is prescribed. You can go beyond it, but this is based on the experience. I have put it, right? So this thinking is very important. And sometimes I always say, make time to think. I will give you one audio, we'll listen one audio also. Always, over and above thinking, always keep your mathematical mind on. Everything is a formula, y equal to fx. If you look at your hypothesis is this, nothing else. Independent, dependent, right? And very clearly, dependent means output, effect. Independent is various variables, right? Always live, on these statements when you are doing research. What is time series, average, correlation, regression, maximum, minimum, what if, why not, gap do exist, theory of constraint, can, what is it, limiting, missing, probability, distribution. ये standard terminology है for any researcher. Researcher is a, half mathematicians. Agree or disagree, but this is the experience I am sharing with you. Because people will ask you in this form only, what is a pattern, what is a distribution, any correlation, any regression, what do you think maximum, what if, this will come up. It's part of your process. And problem solving needs various dimensions, right? So sometimes experience you have to use for solving the problem, or sometimes you need some technical help, I say engineering help, maths and modelings, observations and evidence. So just keep the bigger picture in your mind when you are going for the problem solution. I would like to share two video and one audio. Ready, guys? How many of you are sleeping right now? Nobody? My thank you. So ready for the audio video? Now it is your job, huh? This job is simple. Just count how many balls, okay, in the, and then understand what is a message. Each ball is going in straight line. So this, after watching this audio video, what comes in your mind? See, when you are doing research, I always say obsessive attention for the detail. When you see the start of the video, you never thought it is moving in a straight line, right? Somebody oversimplified and told you it is moving in straight line. Then somebody again oversimplified that one ball is added one after another. You are a doctor, right? You are not a doctor. This is how they joke each other. Not a big joke, but he said obsessive attention for a detail. Obsessive attention for a detail is the requirement for a researcher, and that brings in the quality. Means you are not missing the link. Now I want to share one more audio video. Now I'm giving you a task. This side is team A, this side is team B. Okay? You got a team A and team B. Now team A, this side, you will watch the white t-shirt in the video, and this side is team B, you will see the black t-shirt, the people wearing the black t-shirt. Now your job, both the team job is to count number of bounces. कितनी बार नीचे बॉल impact करते हैं, number of bounces. My English is clear? Both the team A and B, it's an exam, quality exam. Ready, guys? Should I repeat again? Or you're okay? Last chance, huh? We're all researcher guys, I assume you are all researcher. Through, guys? So team A? 14, highest 14, then 11, 15. Yeah, come on, count. 11, 14, 15, 18. Who said 24? 24, okay. Team B? 9. Highest number? How many? 20. Okay. So both the numbers I have in my memory. I want to ask one more question. You have seen anything else? You say gorilla. How many saw the gorilla? Be honest. How many saw the gorilla? Just raise your hand. 9 people. So in research you have to count the bounds also, but you have to see the gorillas also. What I want to convey you guys in the context of quality, that you're so busy sometimes. You're counting, but some gorilla comes and goes, you don't know. You have to watch for them, because that's where the gap. That's where the expectation of the customers, that you are not missing any gorilla. You got my point? One more audio I want to give you. This audio, make sure that you listen every word. Huh? The context is PhD quality. Ready for listening? The title of this audio is Make Time to Think. The context is quality in PhD research. It's a corporate, but listen this.
Chapter 9, Make Time to Think. I am blessed to be able to meet interesting people from all walks of life regularly because of the work I do. I meet filmmakers, poets, brilliant college students, wise teachers, and visionary entrepreneurs. Each one of these encounters has taught me something and shaped my perspective. I had dinner recently with one of Asia's top CEOs, asked him the secret of his outrageous success. He smiled. I make the time to think. Every morning, he spends at least 45 minutes with his eyes closed, deep in reflection. He's not meditating, he's not praying, he's thinking. Sometimes he's analyzing business challenges. Other times he's thinking about new markets. Still other times he's being introspective on the meaning of his life and what he wants it to stand for. Often, he's simply dreaming up new ways to grow personally and professionally. Every once in a while, he'll spend between 6 and 8 hours doing this, sitting silently, still, with his eyes closed, thinking. Making the time to think is a superb strategy for success at leadership and in life. Too many people spend the best hours of their days solely engaged in doing, on the execution aspect of things. Recently, a client said to me, "Robin, sometimes I get so busy that I don't even know what I'm busy doing." But what if he's busy with the wrong things? Few things are as disappointing as investing all your time, energy, and potential climbing a mountain, only to find that once at the top, you've climbed the wrong one. Thinking and reflection ensures that you're on the right mountain. Peter Drucker, the management expert, said it so well. There's nothing so useless as doing efficiently that which should not be done at all. Being thoughtful and strategic is step number 1 as you walk to greatness. Clarity precedes success. By thinking more, you will have a better sense of your priorities and what you need to focus on. Your actions will be more crisp and deliberate and intentional. You will make better decisions and wiser choices. More time thinking will make you less reactive. You become more clear on the best uses of your time. And your think time will provoke some amazing ideas and inspire some big dreams. Lewis Carroll addressed this point beautifully in Alice in Wonderland when he wrote, "There is no use in trying," said Alice. "One can't believe impossible things." "I dare say you haven't had much practice," said the Queen. "When I was your age, I did it for half an hour a day. Why, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast."
So this audio gave you some spark to improve the quality in research? The couple of keyword, I think, which is giving us a spark, that we are so busy, we don't know for what we are busy. We spend a lot of time in execution aspect, right? Keyword I'm talking, the context is PhD quality. He's guiding us, telling us make time to think. If you make time to think, you get clarity. You can make the better choices, right? You will be less reactive. End of the day, it improves the quality in research. Make time to think, he said, is a superb idea. Superb idea. And it's really a good idea that you make time to think when you are doing the research. Otherwise, you'll be reactive. I'm telling you, the last part of your research, you will be pushed beyond. Make this change, make that change, this is not okay, this table is not okay, this calculation is wrong, and you become reactive. But guys, believe me, compliance to conviction. You have to bring in the quality. People will make you mad. Don't react. Respond. And you can respond only when you think. Otherwise, you will react. There was a nice, input I was reading in hostel, in one hotel restaurant. There was a cockroach. Went on one lady, and then see anybody. If somebody throw the cockroach to you, what you will do? You will react, right? It went to another lady. She also reacted. But finally the waiter came, and then that lady put a cockroach to the waiter. He did nothing. He just took few seconds and just observed it very nicely. And one fine moment, he caught the cockroach and threw out. What was the difference? Reactive, and this man was responsive, right? So you have to respond to bring in the quality. So video 1, I told you, obsessive attention for the detail. Video 2, make sure that you catch the gorillas during the literature review, during your research journey. Otherwise, somebody will catch you and tell you that it's not a quality, right? It's quality. Now you understood. You have to satisfy the expectation, or you can say needs and expectation of the customers. You also know who are your customers. You are also one of the customer in the list.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if time permits, can you replay the video for others so that they can see the gorilla?
I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. So input, very important input. Number 5, conceptually be strong. The reason I have listed, different definition, various interpretations, innumerable examples. So it needs deep understanding. Because every research topic, according to me, is unique, right? If I say I have done a research in capital goods, now capital goods, am I talking engineering industry? Again, in engineering industry, am I talking process industry? You are getting my point? So deeper, you have to be very clear. I told you, make time to think, right? So finally, to sum up the evening talk, I told you outside world has a lot of interest here, a lot of talk going on how to improve the quality in our PhD research. I shared my input to you that what is the expectations, what we are looking forward, what high level efforts on. Even my thank you note to Ahmedabad Management Association. We are also planning to contribute here. I am also part of AMA family. So it's a collective responsibility to focus on a research quality. This talk, today evening talk, was just to bring in a momentum. And this momentum, there is a nice statement that little push in the right direction can make a big difference. So my happiness today that all of us here will make a little push in this right direction to improve the quality in research, which improve the positioning of our university, our state, and our country. Because it starts from the home, right? And the home is our university. Before I end my talk, attitude for gratitude, I strongly believe 3 big thank you. I repeat, thank you. All of you to spare your time, take this input, right? And I'll run that audio later after this question answers. So is there any question in your mind? It was not a heavy talk, right? Was good, refreshing, or it was very sincere and serious talk? Refreshing, guys? Pardon?
It was indeed.
Any questions to your mind? Please raise any question you have, and if you don't have, I have, yeah. You can do the PhD. I'll tell you, there are all possibility. You can do an external student, he's the good example sitting near you. You can do part-time PhD, you can do full-time PhD. Even university will support you. Okay. If you have any further ideas, just write back an email to me. I'll put my email address also. Any question? Okay, if you don't have a question, I will have a question, don't worry. Okay. So my last question to you guy, which part of the evening talk you really liked? Very simple question. Which part of the talk you said it really, give you a spark? Qualitative and quantitative aspect of the quality in PhD research. The checklist was very interesting. You are right. And this is what the knowledge gap, I will tell you that sometimes, the research guide and research referee should share all this with the student. Then student get the right direction. Pune University, I remember when I started my PhD, I was shared all this stuff. And they were very clear. Even I was telling, I want to share with you that I was rejected at first glance by the university that you are working in a MNC and I was at a very senior position. Why you need PhD, man? You are already vice president in the company, good name and fame. So, but again, passion. And then I convinced them that PhD is not only limited to the professors, because they first doubted me that I want to shift from corporate to the professorship, right? So I said, no. I like teaching, coaching, mentoring, training, all this stuff, but the corporate is my passion. So even if you are in corporate field, I encourage you to go for PhD. If you are in academics, yes, it will help you a lot, right? So guys, big thank you to you, and look forward to see you in one more evening talk, because generally once in a year I give one evening talk on PhD. This was the 5th one, and we started from 2011, right? And I'll tell you, the corporate has a lot of interest in the PhD student. So there is a big career. Never ever assume that once you do a PhD or a doctor, then you're useful to only college and university. Sorry. Corporate has a lot of interest. A lot of companies now setting up their research center. It's research in the context of market research, supply chain, engineering, all this aspect, because research is the, and I'll tell you, the India being a country, we need more qualitative research, quality research, because if you do a Google and do a secondary data collection, that how many patent in the name of India, and you'll come to know that it's not encouraging numbers, right? So research will help us. Sometimes your research findings are unique, you can patent it. You can go for a copyright. So these are all last thoughts to you guys. So here we end it. Big thank you not to all of you.